Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Roy Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. The Green Goblin is perhaps one of Spider-Man's most well-known villains. He first appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man number 14, and was the source of an argument between creator Steve Ditko, who wanted him to be an entirely new character, and Stan Lee, who wanted him to be someone Peter Parker knew. Guess who won that argument?
Hey, you were supposed to be my lift home.
So let's take a look at the top 10 alternate versions of the Green Goblin. In the number 10 spot, we have Goblin 2099. Spider-Man 2099's version of the Green Goblin is determined to become the city's guardian, and tries to convince everyone that Spider-Man is a corporate sellout working for a big company called Alchemex. This Goblin was supposed to be priest Jennifer D'Angelo, but when writer Peter David left, the identity was switched to Spidey's brother Gabriel O'Hara, which was then switched to a shapeshifter who was framing O'Hara, not particularly uncommon in the comic book world. Coming in at number 9 is Two-Faced Goblin. This version is a combination of DC's Two-Face and Marvel's Green Goblin. Harvey Osborn of the Amalgam Universe had his face disfigured in a terrible accident that he blamed on Dark Claw, the universe's Wolverine and Batman cross. To seek his revenge, he formed a villainous group called the Terrible Three, which included himself, Scarecrow, and Silicon Man, until they became possessed by Night Spectre and had to be killed. So it worked for a while, until it didn't. Next at number 8 we got Indian Goblin. Spider-Man India features its very own version of the Goblin, Nalin Oberoi. He is a Mumbai businessman who searched tirelessly for a mystical amulet that would connect him to evil demons that had ruled the earth in the past. He finds the amulet and successfully transforms into the Green Goblin. He transforms a regular doctor into his own Dr. Octopus, and the two of them set out to defeat this version of Spider-Man, Paviter Prabhakar. In the number 7 spot is Fury the Goblin Queen. This MC2 version is Elan Tehuane, daughter of a South American crime family who is arranged to marry Normie Osborn due to her father's connections with the Order of the Goblin. As she grows up, she makes connections with the Black Tarantula, and she trains after Norman Osborn to become the leader of the Order. But that arranged marriage didn't thrill her too much, so true Goblin style, what do? Try and kill the guy. Maybe you should sit down and talk it out first. Coming in at number 6 we have Earth X Goblin. In the alternate universe of Earth X, the Terrigen Mist has mutated most of the human race. In fact, it is responsible for making Norman Osborn's face resemble that of the Goblins, forcing him to wear a mask to appear more human-like. And he must do this because his business ventures have succeeded through some questionable means, to the point of him being in control of the US and becoming president. Why do comics always put the worst people in the White House? Next up at number 5 is Infinity Goblin. The What If Dark Reign comic poses the idea of Norman Osborn acquiring the Infinity Amulet, one of the most dangerous items in the Marvel Universe. In the process, he defeats countless heroes and traps Spider-Man in a torturous time loop. To show his dad how much he's accomplished, he resurrects him with the amulet, only to be told that his father thinks he's a monster. The man may have been abusive, but apparently he's also very honest. Up next at number 4 is The Evil Stepfather. Spider-Man Fairy Tales featured a gender-swapped version of Cinderella. In this story, Norman is the cruel and controlling stepfather to Peter Parker, who has taken up the mantle of Cinderella herself. Though the Green Goblin is not explicit in this story, Norman's coat of arms and armor both carry the goblin and pumpkin motif, and that's enough for us to see the man hasn't changed at all. In the number 3 spot we have Goblin King. Avatar's Covenants of the Shield featured a sword and sorcery version of the Marvel Universe, and along with that came a different Green Goblin, one who more closely resembled goblins of mythology, only speaks in rhymes, and who led a group called the Six Most Sinister. Together they run a toll booth in the Webwood, and those who refused to pay paid the price.
You gotta pay the troll toll. If you wanna get into that boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
Refusing to pay. Coming in at number 2 is Goblin Noir. Marvel Noir's Norman Osborn was an ex-circus freak who was terribly abused because of his reptilian skin disorder. To gain respect, he became a crime lord, and he assembled a gang out of circus performers and freak shows. He became a well-known freelancing criminal for hire among politicians and big businessmen. But no matter how far he climbed on the ladder, he continued to wear a mask to hide his embarrassing true appearance. It's kind of humbling to think about. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we've got Ultimate Goblin. The Ultimate Universe introduced us to a Norman Osborn who's working on a perfected version of the super soldier drug for S.H.I.E.L.D. And after witnessing the effects of a contaminated spider biting Peter Parker, he decided to try the chemicals out on himself. In that classic experiment gone wrong, Norman was turned into a muscular and demonic goblin creature with heightened abilities and the ability to throw fireballs. So maybe in his eyes, this was an experiment gone right. So those were the top 10 alternate versions of the Green Goblin. Let me know in the comment section down below who you want alternate versions of next. My name is Roy Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.